So Pepile, we've got a nice big group with us today. Pepile, good afternoon to you. Himal, good afternoon to you as well. And, as we always say, ask specific questions, please, so that we can give specific answers. I'll also put Tracy's details in the chat so that you can get in touch to follow up and get some more help in addition to this webinar. So Tracy, let's start off with some audience questions. I think that's always the best way to get into it. So if you're listening on the podcast, let me just read it out, but it's up on the screen. Stembile says, good afternoon, everyone. When applying for a job, are the employers maybe strict on academic results, or are they more strict on other skills? Tracy.
I think, and I'm speaking at a student and graduate level, as I often say, the marks hold a lot of importance only because there isn't a lot else to go on. You guys are young, you haven't had work experience, all you've got is a degree. So your marks and your transcripts and your academics are definitely one of the few things that a job, potential employer can look at. So yes, they are. It doesn't mean that they have to be extremely strong marks. I've been coaching a few students this last 2 weeks, and they are not necessarily, they're not necessarily upper 60s, 70s, 80s, but they are solid student, and into sort of second and final rounds with some of the top graduates, companies in the country. And I think that in looking at it, they do look at a whole package, but throughout the years when I've looked through and screened CVs, I do tend to look at, first of all, university, degree, year of study. It depends on if it's an intern or a graduate application. And then I look straight at the transcripts, not just at the marks. Look at what the subjects are, look at what the trends are, whether it's, certain subjects you're stronger at, etc. Remember, there are always reasons for to justify bad marks. First year, it's a massive change. You could fall apart. You could be in a new town. You could be, there could be a reason why you're having to rely on public transport because, when you guys are graduates with nothing more than a study loan, times are tough. There could be personal problems. There could be an illness in the family. So people are always going to understand that. And you're not begging for for them to overlook your marks because you're trying to get an easy way out. By telling people, you're sharing your story. And especially if the marks then get better, you can turn it into a positive thing. You can say, that year was terrible. I dropped out, whatever. I spent some time at home, got myself back on my feet. And the following year, I passed everything. Never hesitate to tell people. You're not looking to be pitied. You're explaining that you're a human being and that was your journey.
Yeah.